This is my audience.
Austin.
Hi, I'm Randall. Hi, I'm Amanda.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Distracted driving is a growing and dangerous problem in today's society that can lead to accidents, causing injury, and sometimes death. Today I will be talking about distracted driving, what can happen if a driver is distracted, and ways you can overcome distracted driving. Hello, my name is Kelsee Barnett, and today I'll be talking to you today about what distracted driving is, what can happen if you are a distracted driver, and ways you can prevent distracted driving. Distracted driving is any activity that could divert a person's attention away from the primary task of driving. Driving with any distractions such as texting and driving, talking on a phone, talking to someone else in the car, looking at a GPS or map, looking in the mirror, eating or drinking, looking at scenery, or adjusting the radio and CD player. Using a cell phone while driving, whether it's handheld or hands-free, delays a driver's reaction as much as having a blood alcohol concentration at the legal limit of 0.08. All drivers need to be aware of distracted driving and take steps to minimize the risk to themselves and others. Distracted driving can cause anyone to wreck. While distracted driving is a growing problem among drivers of all ages, it can be a bigger problem among teens. Teens are more prone to distracted driving. Distracted driving is the #1 killer of American teens. Bronte Wright was 17 when she got in an accident while texting. She spent 3 weeks in a coma, and she now suffers permanent brain damage as well as other physical issues stemming from her accident. Another teen, Katie Reynolds, was 16 years old when she was killed. She and a friend were driving home from a movie when another teen ran a red light and slammed into Katie's car because he was texting. Katie was rushed to the hospital, but she later died the next day. According to distraction.org, 80% of teenage girls and 58% of teenage boys admitting to texting behind the wheel. But a whopping 34% of teens who drive while distracted simply say that they are used to multitasking is the only reason they text and drive. 32% of teens who drive distracted don't think anything bad will happen to them. You do not need to think that though, because it can happen to you. Texting isn't distracting to teens, they say, because they are good at it. When you text and drive, 5 seconds is the average time your eyes are off the road. When traveling at 55 miles an hour, that is enough time to cover the length of an entire football field. You wouldn't close your eyes and drive down the road for 5 seconds, would you? So why would you text and drive? Texting while driving practically makes you blind for 5 seconds. The AAA Foundation believes that by improving our understanding of how mental and physical distractions impair drivers and by educating the public about avoiding distractions, we can eliminate the injuries and deaths. According to the Governor's Highway Traffic Safety in 2011, 3,331 people were killed in crashes involving a distracted driver, compared to 3,267 in 2010. The numbers are rising, and we need to stop distracted driving. Moving on to my third point, about ways you can overcome distracted driving. According to Common Sense Media, with 570,000 accidents leading to a minor and serious injuries a year, something has to keep the teenagers behind the wheel from being distracted. There are many ways to prevent distracted driving. A lot of parents have come up with ways to overcome distracted driving so they do not lose their child in their teen years. Parents have come up with ways such as, if your child drives distractedly, take their car keys away immediately. It's better to not drive than to never arrive at your destination. Tell your kids that distracted driving is as dangerous as drinking and driving. It is. You are practically blind. Let your other passengers dial or text for you so you're not taking your eyes off the road. Turn your phone on silent so you can't hear it. If you can't hear it, you aren't tempted to use it. Another thing is you could put your phone on silent and put it in the back seat, because if you can't see it, you won't use it. And they have apps to where you can download to where your phone automatically shuts off in your pocket. Wait until you're parked somewhere to eat. It is very difficult to drive down the road and eat. Know where you're going before you leave so you aren't looking at your phone and map for directions. I know it's extremely difficult to drive around and try and look at your phone for directions and drive at the same time. In conclusion, after hearing about what distracted driving is, what can happen if a driver is distracted, and ways you can prevent distracted driving, I hope you all want to be safer drivers. I urge you all to take the pledge today that you will not be a distracted driver, and you will do everything you can to prevent the horrific accidents. One pledge at a time, you as a driver can make our roads safer for all the other drivers. I urge you to think about what you've heard today, take the pledge, and stop distracted driving before someone you know becomes just another statistic or memory. Look at your friends and family around you and ask yourself, is there any text message or other distraction worth their lives? Thank you.